I'm gonna tell you a story. First thing you gotta understand though, time doesn't work the way you think it does, especially for this particular story. This particular story. Oh, by the way, you can call me Oracle because I'm the one talking to you. Anyway, this particular story is the Fool's Journey. The Fool's Journey. The Fool's Journey to. Oh, before I get too far into this is the manufacturer of the mini tarot cards. They are the manufacturer of basically most of the Rider-Waite tarot cards that are used mostly around the world. And this deck was made by Pamela Coleman Smith. Born February 16th, 1878 in Middlesex, England, to American parents. Her childhood was spent in London, New York, and Jamaica. During her teens, she traveled through England with a theater company of Ellen theater. She grew up with theater. That explains a lot about how well she understands Bernica and Mask. Thereafter, she began art training at the Pratt Institute of Brooklyn, graduated in 1897. She returned to England, where she became a theatrical designer and an illustrator. Oh, she was a theatrical designer? She was a scene designer? That explains so much. Around 1903, she joined the Order of the Golden Dawn. In 1909, under the guidance of Arthur Edward Waite, she undertook, for token payment, a series of 78 allegorical paintings described by Waite as a recited tarot pack, as a rectified tarot pack. Despite occasional art shows and favorable reviews, slow sales of her work and rejections by commercial publishers left her disappointed. Man, I can feel that. Pamela Coleman Smith never married, and she died on September 18th, 1951, penniless and obscure. That is a crying shame, and I'm very upset about it now. She would all be forgotten except for the 78 tarot paintings known as the Rider-Waite Tarot Pack. I will yugte and remember Pamela Coleman Smith. She's a black woman, by the way. Just saying. She would no doubt be astonishingly glad to know that today the deck touches the hearts and emotions of millions of people. I bet she would. I bet she would be very tickled about that. So, now that that's done, that was a very important acknowledgement that I had been meaning to do for a while. Okay. So, I actually did not read The Fool from Tarot of the Spirit, so I'm going to start with that. All is movement. All is change. Side note, plus Assange, plus the mem shows. Just saying. This is a precarious time. Take a risk, have faith. Trust that your own target of perfection, trust that you will be cradled. Every fall moves you closer to your own target of perfection. You are in the cradle of perfect love. Use this opportunity to create. Concentrate on the present. When walking, place one foot in front of the other. No matter how high the mountain the peak is reached, one step at a time. You are in the first mode of empowerment. Detachment from outcome. Undertake the present enterprise because you must, but detach yourself from outcomes. The process is critically important at this time. Do not concern yourself with the ultimate product. So, if you watch Nirbudi Murka for the Fool, the Ananta Murka, the Joyful Fool, has been tasked by the Raja to get Kim immortality. Now, what will the Fool get if he completes this Fool's errand? He will get half the kingdom. Now, the king isn't planning on giving this dude half the kingdom. Because the king is like, whatever. I mean, it's an outside chance. It's an outside chance. But you know what? I'll promise half the kingdom. I'm willing to promise half the kingdom for like someone to go on this like theoretically actual viable like route to immortality that I'm just unwilling to do myself. I am unwilling and frankly not virtuous enough to do myself. That's a key point of this, is that the king is setting the fool to do it because the king knows that the fool is meant to be pure. He's like, the fool is a good person. Just is. And that's why this path of immortality is open to him, because it only works if you're a good person. King is not a good person. King is thoroughly too okay with the fact he's not a good person. He would murder fully his entire country of him, and he would live forever. But like, that's not really an option for him. He would definitely do the king, like he would definitely do the Xerxes from Fullmetal Alchemist thing to like gain like even a couple extra years. Not even to live forever, just to gain a couple extra years, because that's like kind of the bad streets he's in. So the Fool's Errand involves going to see certain people. It involves specifically going to see First of all, a where is my sheet? Where is my sheet? A Mago Zevabija Mayin Atpata Utpata Mayin Utpata, a mage, a magician, who was savvy in Zilabisha, as in like the rogue of all trades of Sarvavarti, and was a an artful prodigy. And he was mouth armed, Mukastra, and tongue cleaning, Juvasudana. He was able to make himself into the artificial peacock, the Yantra Mayurka, and was renowned as the artificer of the gods, the Zarakora, or sometimes called the Zarazrapin. He was able to create a Firare, or a Baya Vyuha, and was known to be an arcane practitioner, a lay practitioner, who was able to do a blessing, or an Azizam Vedati. He was known to be able to use this in order to ensure that virtuous people would, with their Dhanabhagya Yoga, Sitika, or Kitika, and he was able to have a halo, or Parivisyate, of light, Parivisya, or Parivesa, a halo of the sun, Upasayaka, and a halo of the moon, Kandra Mandala. So the fool went to seek this guy, and he came across. He went to seek more than one artful prodigy, in fact. At least he is in this tale. And in every case, or at least especially in the first case, he came across one. Next to his table is Sandara, covered with his Katar Upakaranani, his 4 tools. His Ari, his Yaste, his Kamsa, Hatala, Akaza Kamasa, because all of these, all the Kamsa and all of these are supposed to be surrogates for the Holy Grail, essentially. And his Pati, Tarakakra, his plate with a star and a circle. And he said to so the fool goes up to the magician and says, "All right, I'm on a quest to become an immortal, or to find immortality, more specifically." The magician is no near booty himself. He's an artful prodigy. He's like, "Okay, so which is it?" And the fool's like, "All right, I'm looking to find immortality. For yourself or for someone else?" I mean, I'll take it too, but like it's for someone else. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're a magician. You know if I was lying. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's stupid. But it's for someone else. I think I'll take it if it comes. And you're just like, all right, well, I can't really help someone else, but I can direct you to the next person. You got to go to the street over. You got to go to the high priestess. But meanwhile, I'll give you some advice. First of all, I advise you to act, akarati. I advise you to dare, dasnoti. And I advise you, if you want to become immortal, first become a mortal. Marti Bhavati. And that's my advice for you. And the fool's like, okay. There anything else you can tell me? The magician just got a last sort of saying, it's like, nah, that's it. But you know what? Let me see, because the fool has, his stick with his traveling sack on it, because he's living the hobo life until he's able to go back to his home kingdom, because the king exiled him until he was able to come back with immortality, because that's how that goes. When you're sent for immortality on behalf of the king, you're basically exiled until you come back with it. So that's the deal with that. So like, let me see the stick. You're gonna be carrying that for a while. I'm gonna do something to make it lighter. And it's like, cool, I'll take that. Make my load lighter. I have a long trip, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Much respect. And the magician kind of smiles, like, and he's like, make into an amulet, create, create Kabaka. He's like, here's your stick back. Doesn't really feel like. I mean, like, it's pretty light load anyway. But on the long trip, you'll be able to tell. Okay. And Fool, it like knows the magician isn't really lying to him. Like the magician is technically telling a lie, but it's one of those cases where it's like, um, oh yes, important note as the Matsudo Siva Binja, the magician is known and reputed to be a Natha Dharma Ugda, or a master of the law of origin, and that's part of why he is reputed as a Natha Siva Binja. He's a master of the Dharma of origin. So with that in mind, and also with knowing in mind that honestly, this dude is only one of several magicians that he's going to see. He's like, all right, cool, thank you. And he goes to see the next one. And the magician, here is the reading for it from the book. Manifestation, transforming an idea into something real, skillful, intentional action, full, focused attention, individual confidence and power, having all the resources you need, and the skills to use them, using the proper tool for the job. Reverse meaning, improper use of power, manipulation, selfish maneuvers, lacking the necessary skill. So, note how that plays into exactly what I just told you. The fool is not so stupid as to lie to the magician. So he goes to see the magician, says, alright. He decides to open with, I'm doing this for someone else. But, you know, like, I'm open to getting it myself. I'm not stupid. like, if I can get it, I'll get it. But, like, I'm doing this for someone else. I'm not gonna lie. But, like, I have to get it for the other person. Like, that's the deal. Like, that's the deal. And so the magician's like, no, nothing I can really do to help you. But, you know, do you have, like, a knife that you use to do stuff? Not that you use for, like, skinning animals or anything, but for, like, you know, whittling or something. Yeah, one of those. Mind if I see it? Yeah, sure. Whoop. And the magician does an Azazampadati and blesses a ritual tool for the fool. And so, the fool is like, oh, this is going to be rough. I'm going to be doing this forever. No wonder. So he goes to see a third magician. And this one, pretty much exactly the same routine happens. Rinse and repeat. And then the magician is like, okay. Oh, and the last magician basically tells him, I'll bless this so it you know, makes things more like, makes your carving more lifelike. And he does exactly that. And this next one he says, let me see the, like, you have like a fork? No, I'm not wealthy enough to have a fork, man. I have a stick though. I have a stick to eat with. So let me see the stick you have to eat with. Blesses it. And it's like, all right, I'm going to bless this to make your food slightly tastier and slightly more filling. And the fool's like, done and done. Thank you. So long. That puts it along the way. And then he goes to see 3 at a time. Because he manages to find 3 Mago, or 3 wise men, all at the same time. It's like, maybe between the 3 of you, I can get something going. And he says, well, I'm here to seek immortality. And they say, well, are you doing it for yourself or someone else? I'm doing it for someone else. I'm not gonna lie to an artful prodigy. I'm not stupid. They say, have this happened to you before? Yes. 3 times. Okay. What happened the previous times? And he goes through and it's like, alright, this is exactly alright, let me, like, one is like, alright, let me see your travel cup. Obviously, the dude doesn't walk around with a champagne glass, but he hands him their travel cup, and he's like, alright, cool. And he basically blesses it to be a Kaza Kamsa, but he also blesses it so anything he drinks will be slightly more quenching. and slightly more filling, and it will be it will not allow anything that is if he pours anything spoiled into it, it will purify it. Honestly, very very basic Holy Grail kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. But the other one's like, all right, whatever you have to eat out of, bowl, plate, whatever. Let me see it. And dude makes basically makes a pentacle plate out of his eating bowl. So now the dude has his 4 magical tools. And the fifth one, um, the fifth one is like, okay, I see that you're basically equipped with everything that I would like, that I would give you anyway. Like, your traveling stick's taken care of, you know, like you have like the complete eating set, so that's taken care of. Um, you know to go to the hyperesis. Wow, man. Let's see, what can I do for you, dude? Um, I happen to have this Apothemani, like I have an Oathstone. Like, I like the other dudes you saw. We're all far enough in knowing about like the Dharma Mula to have us Apothemani. So like, would you like to swear an oath to find a Merita? Or to seek it? Because you don't necessarily want to swear an oath to find it, because then you're screwed. But you want to, like, you're already on an oath to basically, like, you can't go home until you, like, you're one of those poor dudes who got sent out of, like, your kingdom to, like, go seek immortality, aren't you? He's like, yep, that is 100% the case. All right, cool. So, you know what? Swear an oath. Then, you're actually more likely to find it, to seek it. Swear an oath to seek it. Because actually, if you swear an oath to seek it, you can take it at your own pace a lot more easily. The dude's like, wait a minute, what? I wish the first dude had told me about this. He's like, maybe it didn't occur to him. So I just said, it's like, yeah, he couldn't tell you this part. That doesn't work that way. But he says, all right, Zaptum Karote. And he swears an oath to seek immortality. And then he makes his, then he thanks each of the 1, 2, 3 magicians, 3 me Mago magicians, 3 in my company, and dancing though I go. And he goes dancing merrily down his way with his Cholita aspected Upakaranani, his 4 hermetic tools. And none the wiser the fact that he's been that much more advanced on his little quest. And that is where I'll be, an end for now. 'Cause that'd be enough of the Mago anyhow. This is all the Kozakuna Sangita, singing to you later be ya, singing to you later, that be Zakuna me. Have a good day till then, happily. Hope you have a good one. Till then, cheers to crime and all days of a wet hand. Honestly, don't do crime. That's a toast. But like, don't do crime. Try to be, if you're going to be a liar, in the sense of the magicians going like, yeah, we're going to do this for you. And they do. But we're also going to do this for you, which is the real reason we're asking to do the other thing for you. Be honest in that, like, be of Zilpin and honesty in the lie that you're speaking. Be of an Asatya Abba. That is a beautiful lie. When you're going like, yeah, we're going to make ritual tools for you, but like, we can't actually tell you that because that's like not what you asked for. But like, you're not very like specific about what you're asking for, so we're going to like we're going to like honestly be doing something in your own good interest when we're doing our deception, because that is what it means to be like Ame Pata. That's what it is to be an artful prodigy, in my opinion. And that's the way of being of the beautiful lie of the artful prodigy. This is Akuna singing to ye. Have a good day, all a good week.